Welcome to Course Approach. My name is Jasmine. I have 5+ years of experience into accessibility testing. So today I'm going to share about our presentation, which is accessibility is not a feature, it's just a foundation. Let me give me a time, a minute. So today we are going to look into AODA overview, which is the Americans for Ontarians with Disabilities Act. So today we are going to completely understand what this is about and what is accessibility is all about. So in this we are going to understand and see firstly what are the contents present in the presentation. So what is accessibility? What are the legal frameworks? What are the principles under accessibility? What acts are there? What are the standards in compliance? And what is the business benefit? And what how the devices should be inclusive? These are the topics we are going to cover in our presentation today. Firstly, we should understand what is accessibility and what where it is coming from. So accessibility design is something ensuring all the digital products, especially websites, apps, devices, multiple OSs, all the things are usable to everyone, including people with disabilities who are specially abled. For all these people, the digital product should be accessible. They should have the availability of using the product just like us. This is all the accessibility is talking about, which is mainly accessibility designing. So designing the products in such a way that people are able to use, the special people. Why it is mattering is 1 in 5 people have a disability. So we should promote inclusivity and usability for all the users, and there are even legal and ethical obligations. So all the users should be able to have the accessibility design available for them, even the people who are especially able. For that, the accessibility laws have been improvised and included by the multiple governments across all over the world. Firstly, AODA, which is Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act. This has been formed in Canada in 2005. And the goal is that fully all the digital content should be accessible by the Ontario by 2025 is what their goal is. This is applying to all the public and private sectors as well. So firstly, the main part in this laws are that like section 508. This section 508 we need to understand mainly that it's a federal law. The US Access Board has developed standards called section 508, which are, for example, like a technical requirements that should be followed by the information and communication technologies, especially these are technologies, to meet the accessibility standards. This is simply called section 508. So the section 508, all the digital products should be meeting this accessibility standard, which is section 508 compliance. This was formed in 1998. This is about AODA and Section 508. Nextly, the main four principles which we are looking are in accessibility, we have some guidelines which are called WCAG guidelines. These guidelines fall under these four principles, which are very important. Four principles we call this. POUR, which is perceivable, operable, understandable, robust. What is perceivable? By the name itself, we can understand if you when there is a website, all the information and functionality should be available to the user. For example, we have multiple disabilities. We have visual impairment, hearing impairment, motor disability, disability, cognitive impairment. So, which what falls under perceivable principle is that the content must be seen and heard. For example, if there is an image with certain information, the person who is visually impaired cannot understand it. So for that person, we need to develop in a certain way, which is like providing alt text, which will be announced by the screen reader. So in that way, they'll be understanding. Likewise, if there is an video of something, there should also be captions provided because an person with an hearing impairment cannot understand. So these kind of some criterias falling under perceivable principle. Then we can go to operable. What is operable? uh, the user should be able to operate the system. Like any all the contents can be operable, which means like for here we can see, for example, like let's take mobility issue. Person who can't use mouse properly, who has mobility issues, so they should be able to interact with the same digital product just like us using the keyboard through keyboard keys. So that must be kept properly. Comes under operable principle. Understandable. Under this principle, all the website content, how to use it, how to interact with it, the user should be able to read and predict how the contents are working. This comes under understandable. Robust is something content should be coded in such a way that ensures that it remains accessible in all the assistive technologies across different devices, and this technology will be also evolve in current and future as well. This kind of issues comes under robust principle. So these four principles are like four pillars for the accessibility. Next, we are seeing what are the acts and regulations worldwide. So in Canada, I have mainly targeting and focusing on accessibility for Ontarians with Disability Act. This is followed. In USA, we have ADA, which is Americans with Disability Act, and Section 5 audit. In Europe, we have European Accessibility Act. In UK, Equality Act 2010. In Australia, Disability Discrimination Act. So the international standards are WCAG, which is very important. WCAG is Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. As we have discussed earlier about the four principles, under these four principles fall some guidelines and success criteria. So this is the international standard WCAG, which is a very important guideline for testing accessibility. This is about the acts and regulations followed worldwide. Next, we are going to see accessibility standards and the compliance level. So, in WCAG, under those four principles, we have triple A, the highest. So, let's discuss about each one clearly. Uh, level, these are just like levels. We have A minimum level. In minimum level, this means it should cover, it should remove, especially remove all the serious accessibility barriers, which are, for example, if there is a color issue, the website is having very much low colors that blind people, or like not blind people, sorry, color blindness people will not be able to perceive that information. These are colors, certain things, these fall under level A. And even just like the example we have taken for perceivable, if there is an image and they're not able to understand the image content, this kind of things falls under level A. These are like very much serious accessibility barriers to user. They can't perceive the information clearly. And for level double A, we have, this is the industry standard. Here we will be covering about um, the minimum ratio, color ratio issues, meeting color contrast issues, and videos and audios having what to say, alternative text, audio descriptions. In level double A, in this we have this kind of guidelines. These should be there. Triple A is the highest one, like where we have a dragging movements, if there is some kind of multiple gestures or sign language interpretation, there is something like this. For this also, these kind of issues falls under level triple A, which means in level A we have certain kind of guidelines, level double A we have certain kind of guidelines falling, level triple A also we are having certain kind of guidelines. But level double A is the industry standard. Triple A is like the highest one. There will be little complicated things, those also falling under this. But as per the AODA requirement, we should have level double A compliance. That is the current one which we are following. WCAG 2.0 level double A compliance. When coming to 2.0, which means we have 2.1, and currently we got 2.2 as well. In WCAG 2.0, we are having 61 success criteria, the guidelines we're talking about. Currently in 2.2, we are having 87 success criteria. So For AODA requirement, we are having 2.0 level AA compliance for WCAG. These are the accessibility standards and important things we are taking for accessibility compliance standards. Nextly, as we have discussed earlier, what are the principles and what are the things web accessibility initiatives taken for this? I have seen earlier core principle, we are clear with it. And nextly, for this WCAG principles, they have developed many parts like WCAG, like we have discussed earlier. We are having so many success criteria. For example, for I will give you one. The first success criteria is non-text content, which means all the content in the page, wherever there is image or non-text content, there should user should understand that content through screen readers. For example, person who is visually blind should understand and consume that content, so there should be some alt text provided properly. So like that they have WCAG guidelines. For example, I have given you like that, but we are having seven success criterias like that, which are falling under different levels. There are different success criterias. The tester's job is that we should understand all the success criterias and we should test the product against those success criterias, and we should make sure that the product is compliant with WCAG 2.0 level AA, and then only we can say that this product is compliant. Against the success criteria, we should make sure all of them are passing. This is the work of the tester. So, ARIA, what is ARIA? Accessibility Rich Internet Application. For helping the content, for developing and designing such kind of content, we got some attributes, which are ARIA attributes. These help for the accessibility issues, to reduce accessibility issues and uh, develop the code in such a way. They use the ARIA components attributes and make sure that the product is accessible to the user, and then advocate for global web accessibility. So these are what we are seeing under WAI role. These are all things we will be covering. Then coming to testing. So I have told you already, we have success criteria, guidelines, which we will be able to test. And what are the tools? Especially for this accessibility testing, we combine both the tools, which means automation and manual. We will not be following only one. We have certain kind of automated tools. We are having manual tools as well, manual testing as well. So for automation tools, we are using Wave, Axe, Lighthouse, Improve, Arc Toolkit, like that. And if there are like we do like they do also have their own products. For example, like Google, they are using a tool called Parachute. So when we are using this automated tool, it will automatically capture all the issues it can capture and it will give to the tester. So, but it is not fully covering all the guidelines. There will be some issues which will not be captured by the automated tools. So we recommend to do manual testing as well, so to combine both automation and manual testing. So in manual testing, firstly we mainly select keyboard issues, only keyboard navigation issues through keyboard, and we have n number of screen readers depending on the devices. So screen reader testing we do, and we also do color contrast checkers. So these are the tools which we'll be using for accessibility testing. Then coming, like, what are the benefits? What is the, why is it needed? Why we need this inclusion is like, we have a large market, okay? Like 1 billion people globally we are having with disabilities. So there is larger market reach for accessibility. This is mandatory, and this has been mandated by the government. Since there are so many number of people, it is very important for all the digital marketing, any product needs to meet the accessibility standards, and SEO improvements for better search rankings and for brand reputation, because we should show that if we are developing a product, also be it should also be equally accessible to people who are specially abled as well. So brand reputation matters here. And a very big thing is like legal risk, because the global government standards have made it mandatory. So to avoid lawsuits and penalties by the big brands, they should definitely follow. and innovation drive for better overall user experience. The end game is to give the user, the only end game for any brand is to give the better user experience. So when we give the accessibility, usability users, they should get the product in a good way. So these are the benefits for all the businesses to get into inclusion and improve their product. These are the reasons they have to definitely have accessibility standard followed. So we have seen to the testing tools we are using seamlessly. We have devices. We have multiple devices. Let me tell you, explain clearly a bit more. So we have desktops, we have mobile, we have smart TVs, we have voice assistants. Uh, when coming to desktops, we have Windows, Mac, Chromebooks, different OSs. So Windows we use NVDA, JAWS, other screen readers which we are using. Coming to Chromebook, we have inbuilt screen reader called VoiceBox. Coming to Mac, we have VoiceOver. Likewise for mobiles also. For Android, we have TalkBack. We have different kind of screen readers. So we have since now the in this century currently we are 90% living into the digital world. So the all the devices should be working seamlessly by all the users is what we have voice assistance technologies, we are having smart TVs. So all these things should be responsive and adaptive, especially with accessibility without any criticality. So these are the devices we have to work on for accessibility. And let's recap and conclude what it is about. So we have gone through AODA Act, which is mainly what we are targeting on AODA, the accessibility for Ontarians with disability acts. What they want by this accessibility by 2025 is like their law want to make them fully accessible by 2025. So their mandate WCAG 2.0 level AA compliance. This applies to all government and business, and any non-profit digital product should be following this compliance. This is mandatory. So accessibility is shared responsibility is what they are meaning, and we need to audit your content, use standards like WCAG, include accessibility in design from day one. So this is the expectation of WCAG from AODA law. They want us to show the inclusivity in the product by through AODA law. So here, when we look into all these, we understand that accessibility is not just a feature, a small feature which need to be tested. It's just a foundation. Uh, it's about inclusivity and accessibility design with all the users and give the best product to the user. So, thank you. If you are looking for live course, check video description and visit website and follow us on social media for course updates. Thank you so much.